Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you right now for two reasons. Number one being, Adelphia Cable seen it not fit to air the continuation and the ending of the House of Horrors match from WrestleFest 2004. Well, that's their choice. It did get quite brutal, bloody, and people did end up having to take an ambulance ride. So, Adelphia didn't want to air it. I said, fine, that's okay with me, because I have something else I need to get off my chest. And it concerns this here belt. The old school, let's get real. Let's call it as it is right now. This isn't the old school pro wrestling hardcore championship. I made it the old school pro wrestling hardcore championship. It was the Rock City hardcore title. And there was a point in time where a couple of us guys were offered a deal to go to Rock City and invade. And in the meantime, I was given this belt as part of the invasion. And I brought it back to OSPW, turned it into the hardcore title. And I've decided that I was going to defend it as OSPW's hardcore title. And quite successfully against Mike McGee in the dog collar match, which you should see later here, and the House of Horrors match, which you didn't get to see the end of, but I will let you know I did come out on top, obviously. Now, there's been some hard feelings between myself and the Rock City promotion. And the reason for the hard feelings is not because we were invading them. It's not because of the majority of the people in the locker room. Quite a few of them were very nice guys. My hard feelings come when you come down to the root of the promotion. When you come down to the promoters. And when you have a group of guys who are coming to find out, and so are quite a few other guys, are coming to find out that these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. They decided they're going to officially strip all champions, including myself, the hardcore champion. Okay, and they're going to allow all of their respective champions, former champions, to come back and fight for the title that once was theirs and that they were just stripped of. Okay, that's cool too. However, they invited back every champion but me. How am I stripped of the title? The day of a show that I didn't even have word that was going on, I happened to come across the website that says all Rock City champions are stripped. They will have a chance to fight for the title to try to win it back. I find this out on a damn website. The day of a show where, by all rights, I should be at least there to officially forfeit the title. But no, they don't even have the to call me. They don't have the email me. They have no. Instead, they're going to turn around. They're going to strip me. Not tell me they strip me, but they're going to strip me. They're not going to even tell me what's going on and have me come back to even hand over the title. Instead, they're going to give the belt to some 40-plus-year-old man who hasn't spent 6 months in the business and does nothing more than punch, kick, and splash. Why does he do nothing more? Not because he knows how, but that's all he really is good at. No, because he's not even good at that. But they're going to give the belt back to him. And I wouldn't be so upset if they could have only done things by code. I mean, come on, guys. If they had turned around and said, hey, look, Glenn, we're going to take the belt, we're going to strip you of it, and we're going to give it to Jack. but we want you to be there at least to give the belt back. No, they don't even do that. What do? They go get another belt. They're so afraid, obviously, they have to be afraid if they won't even email me about it, that they don't even ask for their belt back. That's pretty damn sad, guys. That's real damn sad. And then I find out that they give it to Jack. Okay, great. They give it to Psycho Jack. That's fine. I mean, I guess he is one of the most hardcore guys in Rock City. Yeah. And they're going to turn around and they're going to bring in these new challengers for him. Yeah. Guys, when it comes to hardcore, couldn't even shine my shoes. Guys, when it comes to hardcore, don't know what the hell they're doing. You want to talk hardcore? Okay, Rock City guys, you get your damn dollar store frying pans and your plastic wet floor sign. I'll bring my garbage cans and steel chains and let it rumble. Civil War, I did that dog collar match. There were Rock City guys in the locker room. I was already their hardcore champion along with OSPW's hardcore champion. One of their promoters comes up to me and says, Glenn, when you come back to Rock City, we don't do chairs. We don't do tables. We sure don't do chains and dog collars. No, we can't do that kind of thing, see. We're Rock City. Our guys don't bleed. They put around a ring, dancing like pansies. And they hit a splash. And they fall down. But what the hell do you have a hardcore division for? Come on! I've read recently that somebody calls you a backyard fed. And they say they call you that because of the way you're run. I hate to say I agree. But yet, let's run this fed. Let's make this a big hit. Let's bring in some OSPW guys. The only reason you brought us in was because you needed us. You couldn't hack it on your own. You needed us. And the thing that you guys off more than anything was that one of us, just one of us, could walk into your building, could step in front of your crowd, and could get over more than any one of your local heroes. We could walk in, and if we wanted to, we could have more booze than your biggest bad guy. We could have more cheers than your biggest superstar. I understand there's reasons you didn't bring some of us back. Myself. I know I speak on behalf of Mike McGee. And I'm sure there's others in the OSPW roster that you didn't bring back because, well, they always say if you bring in guys better than you, then you're going to look like crap. Well, it's true. And I think you found that out. The one show you guys invited us to, and we came out. Because we came out, it made your guys look bad. Which, granted, isn't hard when none of them know what the hell they're doing. Okay, let me rephrase it. When most of them don't know what the hell they're doing. Because, yes, you have a handful of guys that know what they're doing. Mind you, since you guys had this turnaround, a lot of them guys seem to be gone. Can't imagine why. Your hardcore champion, Jack, he's in there, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Trust me, I know. I was in there with him. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And he's hitting with his dollar store frying pans, which he unscrews most of the way to get a bigger pop out of. And his wet floor signs that make a nice crack that don't do anything. him that you put the belt on. I guess he is the most hardcore out of the group. But to call himself a hardcore legend or icon in the wrestling world is a big mistake. You want to talk icons, legends, Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, Abdullah the Butcher, but these guys you'd never bring in. Because your hardcore doesn't go that way. Then I don't call it hardcore. And I don't see how the hell you can. You know, Jack's a trip. He calls himself a hardcore legend. Yeah, Mike McGee has spent 20 years in the business. Jack hasn't even spent 2. How's that way out? And then you've got some overgrown growth. That the one time we asked him to come to OSPW, he came, but he was so horrible, we wouldn't even let him step foot in a ring in a match. We used him as a manager bodyguard because he was that bad of a beast. And now he's claiming he's got one of the hardest swinging chair shots in the business, or at least in New York. Yeah. That guy doesn't have a hard swing at nothing. The only time he swings hard is when you were at the show, Super Beast. You were at the dog collar match. When I took a chair and I wound up and I hit McGee right in the back. And the crowd and the locker room and the people who own the damn building all gasped for air. Because it was that damn good. But you got one of the hardest swinging chair shots? Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not talking on behalf of all of OSPW. I'm not talking on behalf of any other federation or any other worker. I am talking on behalf of myself. And I have had conversations with Mike McGee regarding this. And he feels the same way I do. This is not some planned storyline. No, this is for real. You go out there and you bring in some good guys. Some guys who can get it done in the ring. And you screw them? You screw them in front of everybody? You screw them when they are one of the biggest things on your card? Because you guys made a big mistake. You guys have no claim to hardcore. You guys have no claim to the wrestling business. That goes to show you that some things can just be bought into. You don't have to have skill as long as you have the money. Well, some of us aren't out there paying the money to do it. Instead, they're busting their asses to prove it. Now, as far as this goes, it says old school pro wrestling on top. In reality, it's the belt that I walked in, took off the Psycho Jack Hansen, and declared the OSPW belt. And when it was the Rock City title, it meant nothing. I made this belt mean something. I took it across New York and defended it in real hardcore matches. Not little fairies dancing around. But if you take the old school pro wrestling sticker off the top, it reads Rock City. WCW. And I believe a title is only as good as the federation that it backs up. And if this is nothing more than the Rock City Hardcore title, if this is nothing more than a belt that was used to showcase some of the best in Rock City wrestling, then I say this: it's worthless. Now, as far as OSPW goes, I am still the OSPW Hardcore Champion. And I am soon to have a belt that says that. And that belt will mean what it says. Because I will take that belt and I will defend it and I will use it to showcase some of the best hardcore scene in this area. For Rock City, you don't have some of the best hardcore scene in this area. You don't even have some of the best wrestling scene in this area. You don't even have some of the best wrestling scene in this state. There are backyarders who are better than half of your roster. I'm sure of it. And it saddens me to say that I was once part of that locker room, that I was once part of that federation, and that I once held a belt for that group. Because when it comes to hardcore, the most hardcore you guys have ever gotten was when I stepped foot in your ring. When I wrestled one of your hardcore matches. That's the most hardcore you guys have ever gotten. And your guys fear to tread in my land. Your guys fear to walk into my hardcore matches. They might be hurt in the morning. They might not be able to go out and have a good time with their friends and their girlfriends and their boyfriends. Because I lay it all on the line every time I step in that ring. Whether it was defending the OSPW hardcore title, and even when I did defend your title, I took that belt and I laid it on the line for that belt, for you people. For you to screw me and some of my friends. I laid it on the line for that. Well, Rock City, make this damn clear. I spit on your belt and I spit on you. You're nothing more than a bunch of trash, garbage. As Mick Foley, one of the hardcore icons of this business would say, Rock City promoters, I would on you if you were on fire. Now, think about that. And think about the fact that OSPW was there. You screwed us. We came in to help you. You didn't not only screw us, you screwed yourself. It's your fault.